So you're having trouble managing your money, you find it difficult to save up. I feel you, let me show you a method that I learned. It's called the 5 buckets method that can really help you manage your money as good as it gets. Hey everybody, my name is Odysseas Koutsoupis, or you can call me Coach Odi. Welcome back to another great video. Of course, throw a like, a follow, a subscribe, whatever platform you're seeing this through. It's always highly appreciated, and comment me down below your opinion if you're an overspender, if you find it difficult managing your money, because I really do believe that this method can really, click on you and help you manage them as, efficiently as possible. So basically, a lot of people think that, when I'm earning too much money, it will be easy to manage them, but that's not the case, because if you don't have some fundamentals, some basic strategies to help you, have things under control, no matter how much money you earn, somehow, some way, you will manage to, just waste them all, and you will constantly find yourself with zero money in your bank account. So you really need to start implementing this, even if you're really in a difficult financial situation, because if you don't build that habit and that strategy from early on, it will be really difficult to do it afterwards, because you have already been used to overspending and always being left with none, and that's not a good feeling. Because if you manage this, you can really have a heads up to whatever goal you have. If you want to do some vacation, or if you want to buy a car, something that you need to save up and have things under control, you really need the strategy. This is the best that I've come across so far, and it really helps me. So let's explain a little bit. So basically, the whole concept is that you split in 5 buckets the whole strategy plan, if we want to call it like that. One is the expenses. This is where all your fees and bills and your rents and whatever that is an expense that you cannot, it's not optional, it's obligatory, it's to live on. So all this, your phone bill, your electricity, your water, you understand the concept. So then it's the emergency bucket. Basically, this is where you put money for an emergency, for a bad time, for a hospital, for maybe something happened to your house, maybe something happened to your car, maybe something happened to your family. So this is the emergency. This is a bucket that you have the money for a bad time. This is the education. This is where you put money that you dedicate to your education, to books, to courses, to seminars, webinars, stuff like that they can improve you. You can improve yourself, because personal development should be a priority. Then 4th bucket is the investments bucket. Basically, this is where you put your money to invest in the future. Maybe you gather money here and invest them in the later future, but you need to have the habit to keep gathering money here, maybe to do real estate, to start a business, or to do stocks or crypto, whatever you like. I'm not going to give advice on that. Just have in mind that the money that go here strictly go to investments, strictly go to create more passive income, to have more sources of income. And the last bucket is the fun bucket. This is the bucket that most people actually prefer to have in their life, and we tend to forget all the other buckets. But this is this needs to be to have a place, because of course when you work hard, you need to have money to spend, like whatever, in cinemas, shopping, traveling, whatever. Things that you like to do, it's a fun bucket. So the whole concept is that the average person, or actually the goal of the average person, would be to have 60% on the expenses bucket, 10% on this one, 10% on this one, 10% on this one, and 10% on this one. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you earn $1,000. So you would want to have $600 to be your expenses, $100 be saved up in a bank account or in a Revolut vault or whatever, to have them for an emergency, $100 out of the 1,000 to go to your education, 100 go to investments, and 100 to have fun. So this is really important because when you overspend and you start shopping and doing, reckless moves, then you tend to feel some regrets if you are a little bit aware of the situation. So when you have the fun bucket, you really go all out with this money. Just, do whatever you want. You know that you have covered all the basics, and then you can just go eat, open champagnes or whatever, but you have the right to do whatever you want with this kind of money. So this would be a nice scenario for an average person. I know that in some cases you might not have the ability and the benefit to be able to do that because maybe you earn less or maybe your expenses are higher. So maybe you have 80% in expenses and then 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. That's cool. Like, don't think that if you don't have enough money, you cannot do that. Even if you could genuinely put 1% in emergency, 1% in your education, 1% in investments, and 1% in fun, it would still be great because you would build the habit early on. So, of course, the goal as you increase your income would be to have a little bit increase in your expenses, of course, because maybe you had a better car or better house. But at some point, let's say you're earning 10,000 or 100,000 per month, your expenses won't be like 60,000 out of 100,000. So your expenses percentage would get lower, and that's the ideal part. And then you would want your education and investment percentages grow, so you can put even more money in your investment, so you can even increase your income a lot more, and you can have more emergency fund in case something bad happens. And of course, you can have your fun bucket as well. So the biggest mistake that people do is they start with the fun money and just go all out, shop, eat sushi or whatever, and then, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta do my car loan, whatever. And that's how you get in debt, and that's how you get in the cycle of over-consuming, which I don't think you would like that cycle, because that's a constant cycle of debt. And it's not the good debt, it's the bad debt that you owe money for your bills and maybe your water is cut off or whatever. So you don't want that to happen. So if you go down and write these things and see exactly what's your income and see how much is your expenses, and you can calculate them. You know how much your phone bill is, your electricity, your water, or approximately, and then you can see how much money you can put on emergency, on education, on investments, on fun, because you want to constantly become better, because this is your best asset, yourself. You want your money to start working for you. Of course, you want the emergency in case something bad happens, and of course, you want to have fun because you work hard, you deserve that. So if you have these principles, I can guarantee you that when this number keeps on growing, you will have the same balance. Maybe you spend more money on fun as your income grows, or maybe you spend more money on investments, but you will have the basic principles in place, and that will be a great start. So even if you have 90% of your expenses out of your income be the 9% in expenses, and then have less percentages here, it will still be a great habit to have since the beginning. So just give this a shot, try it down, write it down so you can see how much money you can put and see your percentages, and you will feel a lot better when these percentages start getting better. So 30% expenses, 30% emergency, like 20% education, and you will see your growth. You will see that you started from 90%, and at the end you want your investments to be 90%, for example. Like, you want to see your financial situation getting better, and these numbers will really help you. So 5 buckets, just see how much you can afford for each bucket, and then you can always have fun, but you will have fun knowing that you have all the other things, out of the way, and you are responsible. And that's nice, because there's nothing, less attractive to a person that is irresponsible with their financial situation, because they will be irresponsible with other people as well, and you don't want to be that person. So, just do the 5 buckets. So this is the video. Share it with 2 of your friends that really need to hear this advice, because I think it can be really helpful. Of course, throw me a comment down below with your opinion about this, and I will see you on the next one.